It's electronics time. It's time to fix an Xbox One X. Hi guys, Ralph here. Now this is the Xbox One X. I bought this on eBay for £51 and then posted on top for another £5. The seller does describe this as it works, but it has a problem with the update. So it's either going to be something on the board that's wrong, or it's a hard drive issue, or maybe it's just a stuck update. Might be a corrupted file. So looked into this. Very nice, very black. This is going in the living room when we're done, because this is what makes me laugh with the Xbox Series. Is the Series S has, it's a standard definition. The Xbox Series X is too tall, but it's 4K. This is 4K. Why would you not buy one of these? I have one of these before in white, but it was donated to me via Muso John, who had a little bit of an issue with this port and the switch. There's basically inside here, there's a ribbon here which goes inside on the main chassis part, not on the plastics, but he did rip that off. We have repaired that already anyway, so it works perfectly fine. It's actually, that is up there, so I can play it on the television front. So, let me get this rigged up and actually see if we get a picture from this. So, we're on the phone. I've got the Samsung out. Everything's rigged up. All I've done is put a power cable in and the HDMI. There's no crackle. Sometimes if it's crackling, then it will actually work rather well, but let's have a see if it works. Ah, okay, so that works. That's good, that power's on. Let's power off straight away. Hear the fan going. Shouldn't, actually that was a drive. Okay. So have we got anything from the TV? Okay, that's cool. So if we've got picture and we have power, we just need a damn good clean. I hope, but then we need to do the update as well. So what I'm going to do with this, I need to look into this a little bit, maybe install and get to the stage where the update problem is. I don't want to run it for too long, because if this is plugged up and there are a lot of dust bunnies and stuff that I can see around this anyway. I mean, the ports are absolutely perfect, but it's just a bit dusty. So we will do a full teardown of this and just see whether or not, I don't think it's too bad. I think it's just a general average normal Xbox. So this will probably come on with the, hopefully it's not got somebody's account details on this. We're going there, spinning around, that's a good thing. I have another controller here which I need to pair to this anyway, so if I can no, I need this to boot up to start with. Going on, maybe this is the problem with it, maybe it just sticks in this mode, which that would to me mean a new hard drive. Okay, for some reason that's now checking for updates, which is good. I suppose it's life in there. It could be the hard drive's gone, could be something as simple as that. It wants an update. That's cool, okay. So let me update this and see what happens. We will strip this down to see what's wrong with it, but so far it's looking fine. So far it's going pretty well. I downloaded the update. 3 MB left to be installed in a second. Well, that's suddenly jumped up. $99.99 and a reset. Okay, it's not powered off, it's just hold the X on the controller. That powers on. And press the A, which is A here. The signs of Microsoft account. So far this seems fine. So let me show you that. Yeah. So what I need to do is just basically sign to the account. Is this as simple as that? It just didn't... maybe it got stuck and it was showing it was maybe stuck. Might have been the impatience of the person before. Or it could be there's more wrong with this than we know. Right, that's all in. I'm going to sign into my account and then see where we go from there. If anybody's interested in the camera angle that I'm doing this from, here it is. It works. So for absolutely no reason, this is working. Now what I want to do is, I'm not showing you the top part of the screen here because it's got my details on, but I'm going to look through the settings and trying to get whether or not I can do an update. I don't think it's showing out there. No. Account, no. System. I want system. Updates. No console updates available. So it was updated just now. So that's fine. What the heck? I think this has just been possibly left to somebody else's. It's either not working or it is. What I want to do with this is actually take off, because I've got an Xbox One in the house, take off the profile from that and put it onto here. But I need to strip this down. So this is the part of the video now where everything seems to have worked. I don't know how, but it might be it's a long distance sort of time-wise, and it's definitely not working for some reason. Disney's been installed, that's fine. It's doing what it should be doing. So the internet's working. It might be the Wi-Fi that's not working. But this is the time of the video now where we're going to strip this down and see what's inside and get it cleaned and see how messy it is inside here. So the Xbox has been basically tested and seems to be working fine. So what we need to do is a bit of a tear down. It's not as bad as I thought. I do recommend, if you are going to do this yourself, then it's easy enough to do. But also at the same time, you can use a vacuum cleaner just on the vents, just get out as much dust out as you can, and do the sides as well, and just take out as much as. If they've got lots of dust bunnies in here, then no chance. But there's stuff like inside here where the slot for the CD is, well, the Blu-ray is, a little bit iffy. But what we're going to do now is strip down. So take your Xbox, turn around. If you've got a warranty sticker, which is right here, I'll get you into that. Right there. That is your basic warranty sticker for an Xbox. You're going to invalidate your warranty. This isn't brand new. I did not buy this, so I'm going to take off that, which hides a screw. Actually, that's come off quite nicely, that. Oh no, it does show void. But who gives a monkey? It's fine. I'm not... fell back down there. So that's not a problem. So you need, so is it T8 or is it T10 bits? So we're looking at T8. Nope. There was T15 actually, that one. T8 fits just about perfectly. So what I'm going to do is buy part and part, is strip down, and I put into these takeaway tins. So the last part is there. This will have 2 screws in, and I'll just put in, this is the way I do things, I'll have 2 screws in there, but that'll be right at the bottom. So at least I know that the last 2 screws to go in. You can, and I have in the past, put 2 screws here, the next one's here. So it just keeps a little bit of a motion going with this. So you know what, where and how you're at. So I'm not quite sure if they are a T8 screw or not. Might need a different screwdriver. Oh, I think this one's flat. There we go. So 2 screws out. That's now to one side, and I'll put that out of the way. You don't need to see that. So it's just for my own personal, gubbins. Lay down. With these out of here, push it forward a little bit. Simple as that. It was there, do that. You don't need to remove this part here. Now, with the lip over, just kind of bend a little bit to try and get that out. Because it's kind of on, it's not on rails, but it's kind of there. You can zhuzh it forward a little bit if you need it. Actually, it's that side. Right, it's this side. Where there's actually a lip over on this side, pull the other side, and then it kind of eases. Ooh, look at that. It kind of eases out, but I'm a little bit of something stuck in there. put it back again, so you're pulling back this way a little bit more, and then you're done. That is the reason why this won't do updates. This is very, very dirty. So that's the part out there. What we need to do now is, Muso John, there's the part you broke, you know that. So put it on its side. I need to remove these 3 screws here to take off this card here quite simply. Then once I've done that, I remove these 3 screws here to take this off, and then gently unclip and pull out that cable there, which then removes this card here, the front panel card. You get your power button, power light. I'm not quite sure if there isn't one in there. So let's get on with this. There's 3 screws here, 2 silver, 1 black, marked Y, 1, 2 and 3. Here we go. This is slightly smaller, and look at the state already. Now this will come out, it's a connector right there, so be careful. Oh my goodness. I mean, these are the reasons why you do this sort of teardowns, because everything's covered in somebody else's, yeah, dust. Hopefully it's just dust from carpets, house clearance, I don't know. Just worries me, some of these things are definitely not worth breathing. So I'll put that on top of there. And then this one now comes off. I think there's a connector about here. Now I think I've already done that. There's this little clip right here with locks in place. If you can just push that forward, then if this pulls out, this will be fine for this. So just gently come out, gently pull that out, and I'm that card off. Now the next 20 minutes after I've done this, cleaning everything, including the garage. So now you're stuck with the top. We have a lot of screws here. They are supposed to be marked up, but I need to remove, well, there's a power supply somewhere, or a hard drive underneath there. There's a power supply, I think it's in that corner, and a drive there as well. So basically just start unbolting everything you can possibly get. There are some longer screws in here, there are some shorter screws. They are all still your T8s. This has never been in before, which obviously the warranty sticker shows that. We've got 2 holding on the power supply cable there, in case you don't pull it out of the wall. I need a better screwdriver than this, I think. This is just, for something brand new, I'm going to break this screwdriver. So what I do, I'm going to swap that out for something else that's less dusty. State. This is, I should have worn gloves for this. Give me a second, remove all your screws. You don't fully need to remove these ones yet, but I need to. And then when we get around to that one, we need to be very careful. Now with all of the screws out, to remove all of these, there are only 2 types of screws. You probably could have got away with at this stage, just to disassemble, just taking the long screws out, which, yeah. And no, they will go only one way, usually in the corners, but that will remove it from the bottom chassis. But at the minute, this is just disgusting. But you do need to remove this before you take the bottom chassis off, because you will rip out any part of the connector that this is on. And I'll show you what type of connector this is, because this is quite small. This has only got a USB 3 and the pairing button, which is quite, it's not essential. You can plug a cable into the back of these and you can pair up a controller to it if necessary, but it is a pain in the backside. So the smaller screws, more thinner threaded, go into that, and what we need to do is just pop open that a little bit. There we go, and you can see there how small this actual connector is. I mean, let's get as far as you can get. There's tons and tons of parts on there. It's ridiculous. And then over the top of here, yeah, the male to female sides there, they just clip into place. What I figured out when Muso John ripped off this connector here, and I don't have this connected to, is I put 2 cables to pins 1, well, these top 2 pins here. If you can see them, I soldered it onto, I can see this on my white one with his old one. 2 cables there, short together, pair it up to the button at the front, and it does actually make the pairing work. The USB on mine doesn't work, but that's not really the case I'm worried about. So all screws definitely out. Okay, that can go on top of there. Now, all being well, turn it around. The bottom case should come off. There she goes. Oh my goodness. This is going to need even more tearing down. It's ridiculous. It's like, no, I don't want to think. So once we're on here, we're on the bottom side. All the other side is done. I need to take off another 2 screws here and here. These T10s or T8s, might be either. So a different pot. One there, one there. The rounder one goes to the left. The flatter top one goes to the right, if you're that bothered. And then I think one of this comes off nice and steady. You don't want to break anything. Oh my god. This video is now definitely called the world's dirtiest Xbox. Thing is, it's completely natural. There's nothing that's come off of this. Oh, I might have took that off the wrong way. I do need to take off this heat shield as well. It's going to come off as well. Yes, it is. Everything needs a damn good clean. I'm amazed this worked. Things I do for this YouTube stuff. Everything's covered in it. So we have the fan. We have the disk drive and we have the power supply. So I'm stripping everything off. You've got numbers on here. You've got fan 1, disk 3. Now, could do with taking that off second, but there's basically a SCSI port on here for the disk drive, which wants a full tear down, and the SATA cable just pulls off the board, and that's out. Jeez. The hard drive underneath, is it a 1 terabyte? Yes, it should be. Same again. These are very small PC form-like, so that comes out. The power supply, there's a strip on there, and I don't think I'm going to be able to keep that as is. Oh, this is disgusting. So peel that off. I will reuse that one later, but it literally needs cleaning. That comes over here and wraps around there, and that takes that off of there, which is your power in for your figure 8. Oh my goodness. And the power supply is covered. Where they had this? There's a cable down here for the fan. That comes off, leaving the heatsink. Oh my god. Right. See, this is warm. I've played this. This is a tip for you. If you want to take the heatsink off of PC, Xbox, PlayStation, anything like that, run it first. This will warm up. Oh god. Disgusting. This will warm up what's left of the thermal paste on there. So, what I need to do is, if you don't have one of these and you're stripping down Xboxes and stuff like that, it is definitely a tool for you. Somebody stolen my Xbox clamp. Yay, there it is. Right, so we have the executor.com, the Xbox clamp removal tool. Now with all this dust, I should have really have... Look at all this, this is ridiculous. Right, tip number 12. We'll go start from this one here. Don't put it as far under, so I'm on the board and slide it under. You will break components on here. Just kind of come up a little bit. There's a gap just there, just above it. There's a probably 2mm gap underneath. And all you do is you pull up and that will come off like that. Come around to the next one. Again, not down to the board. You can see there, that's the board. It needs to come up a little and slides under And if it doesn't come off, there we go, just go to the next one, third, and then finally the fourth one will come off. And that was just, this is dusty in here. Now hopefully I can just push out maybe, there we go. With the actual thermal paste being warm, it comes out a lot easier. So there we have thermal pads, the heat sink. Is it dry? It's still got a bit of moisture to it. It's not particularly bad, but this is going to get cleaned. So there's your basic stripping down. Basic, that's the advanced one of stripping down everything off of the board. Now comes the cleaning. I mean, I'm covered in this. This is disgusting. Look at the state of this. This is just disgusting. I mean, I'm surprised I don't get anything from this. Even everything's just caked. How, you tell me now, how the heck did this work? Alright, this is the power supply. We should show you the fan. That was disgusting. Actually, here's the heatsink. It's still not clean. One main board before. Well, it's a little better. And finally, the bottom case. Jeez. That's a bit better, but then again now, this is where the cleaning starts. I have cleaned consoles 40 odd years old with less dust than that. That's disgusting. This still needs a damn good clean. On that is just a bit of the thermal pad that needs, I'm going to replace them all, I think. I mean, the ones on here, yes, need doing. These need cleaning, that needs cleaning off. So it was a bit sticky, but now it's drying off very quickly. So what I need to do is isopropanol everything. There's some marking around here. There's like a bit of, it's rotting, possible. I don't think it's an issue, but it might come off with isopropanol. If not, then the copper's been dissolved on the outer edges on here. It does. There is plenty of earth all over this anyway. Well, negative, all the yeah. So everything needs a damn good isopropanol. So I don't think I'll show you that. I mean, the ports actually not too bad, really, do they? This must have been left plugged in, played a lot, and just never cleaned. So I need to isopropanol everything, remove the thermal paste, remove it from the heatsink, strip down the fan, strip down the power supply, strip down the anything and everything. It's a big job. And I'll show you something on here, by the way. You know that these would accept an SSD card, the M.2s? Your strips are there. can stick a connector right on there, and over here is where you put the peg. You'll stick a peg in there and it screws it in place. So these were for that. Unfortunately, none of the capacitors were ever put on, or I don't think the system was ever programmed to accept it as an SSD on this. You can do it via the USBs, but you can't do it via them anyway. So I've got a lot of work to do. That's another connector there, isn't it? They never populated. That's fine. There's so much they could have done with this, and with it being a 4K as well. That's what makes this still sought after now in 2024. Even though it's been out for about 7 years. It is. Oh, hello. There's a Scorpion on there. This isn't the Project Scorpion one, is it? No. I must have just left it on because. Right, I'm gonna clean. I don't think I can show you everything, but I might see if I can show bits. But if not, you'll see this very clean very quickly. Just to check the disc with Crystal Disk, it's actually pretty good, the hard drive. So it's had quite a few. Yeah, it's got 17,200 count, and it's 7,000 on-offs. But to be honest, it's actually in good condition. So there's nothing we need to do with this. I don't think there's a problem with it. I think it is an overheating problem, and that's why it's got the issues with it. But it's a standard SATA Seagate disk anyway. So onwards and upwards. Well, midway through cleaning, I thought you should show the power supply. I'd recommend coming from this side here. There's a little tab there you just need to push under with maybe a spudger, or if you want to use a small screwdriver under that clip, just push that clip in there, one there, and one round the back here to there. And then if you've got this plastic part of the foam part, it'll just act as a hinge. There are two more parts anyway, so that's fine. For the power supply inside, I'm going to check it because I had the Xbox One. A couple of the capacitors go on me, so might as well have a look at this while they're here. If they're domed, so be it. That will probably still be live, so that will hurt if I touch the contacts there. But the basic power supply, bit of dust in here now, but I'm going to give this a bit more of a clean out, as well as everything else. We are looking pretty good so far, but it was absolutely filthy. Disk drive time. So to disassemble this, I took off this rubber part here and both the cables. Left with 4 screws on the underneath. So easy enough. Take off the tiny short ones. One underneath here. Three and 4. This should, I think, release the bottom cover, or it releases the top. Got a spudger. See what I can do. Yeah, there we go. A little bit mucky inside there. What I'm going to do, because I was hoping there'll be a disc in here, to be honest, is these rollers on here, I'm going to clean those with some isopropanol and some cotton buds. I'm going to blow out all the here and then a little bit of oil on these 2 runners here. Well, it's grease that you put on just to clean it up a little bit, and some in the cogs as well, just to quieten that down. So easy enough disassembly. If I want to take it further, that board will have to come out. I'll have to unsolder those. I don't need to. I don't think I'm comfortable to do that just yet. I mean, maybe this front panel comes off with that there. No, it doesn't need too much anymore. It just wants this rubber roller to be free from any rubbish, so it can take in the disc when it needs to. I've actually decided to take this a little bit further. So what I need to do is take this daughter board off. There's 3 screws, one there, one there, one there. Remove this ribbon cable here, clip up there and pull out. Be easy enough to do. Move this clip up here on this one and this one here. Remove both of those like so, and then pull that way because I don't want to desolder that. And then the next part is 3 more screws with the right screwdriver, and it's one there, one there, one there, and that will remove this carriage here for the CD. With those screws removed, I can remove this carriage and I can have access to the laser, which I need to clean. So that gives me a lot more better access to here. Just a little bit of isopropanol on cotton bud, cotton swab, and then of here, see, I couldn't see some of this dust either. So another clean out of this anyway, and a bit of clean out in here. So all I'm going to do is grease the cogs, grease the runners, and clean out the laser on there. Quite simple, but daunting if you don't know what you're doing. Now with everything done, everything's clean, I need to replace thermal pads because the ones on here were as dry as anything, and I don't think they'd have lasted anyway, so there's no point keeping them at all. So thermal pads, cut to size, just pop up, just do whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter how big or small they are, as long as they cover the entire chip. I mean, that, to be honest, I probably do 2, but there's a bit of hairs on this, so I'll just use it as a test piece anyway. That on, yeah, something like that's fine. I won't be using that anyway. Cool. That's what I'll do. It's all around here. I don't need one on there because that's getting thermal paste. There's one on the back for there as well, but I might put that on the board. But that's a bigger square anyway. But I've got tons anyway. I've got pre-cut sized ones, but these are far too small a piece for this anyway. A lot more for, I don't know, them size, that size maybe, but I don't use that. So an easy enough little upgrade just to replace these. Your thermal pads done. I've got one for the one on the back as well. Find any more, I will do them. Now it's time for a bit of pasting. Now I do watch other channels and I do have my own opinions on how much paste to actually use. This stuff is so sticky, the Thermal Grizzly, but it's really, really good. It's overkill for this, but what I'm going to do is a bit in the middle. So a bit over there, and down the middle and done. Thermal Grizzly do actually recommend that you use a spatula that comes with it to spread it around. I don't think it's needed, so that's fine. I'll need to get the heat sink now, whatever it may be, and that's here. So that will go on one way or another. I'm guessing that's probably this side over here for these. Just protects over those parts there. There's like the power rail, I think it is. Yeah. So I think they're there, and it will go over, and then I need the Xbox clamp on the other side to clamp it all in. So reassembly is exactly the opposite of what we've just done. Oh. If this is the wrong way, you're going to laugh at me. So there you go, we're on. Xbox clamp over here. Now you can do this either one or two ways. These hooks go into, there's a lip halfway down these nut there. One will go in perfectly. You don't need the tool to put it back on again, but if you can get a couple in, like that's 2 there in, and then click in the last one, there you go, done. That's as simple as you need. You can use a tool if you want, and maybe pry backwards. Some people do, some people don't. That's not a problem. So again, thermal pad, just keeping the backing parts there. This will probably transfer itself to the other part of the shell. There we go, done. So that should stay in place. I'm just going to check the X clamp, that they're all in the right place. Right, let's start to think about reassembly. So reassembly, first things first, I've got a motherboard, nicely cleaned, heat sink on. Now get the base, the one with the plastic part that's stuck to it, and push in the ports on the back, nice and gentle. And then let it drop and be naturally in place there, which is fine. Cool. That's in good place. This didn't screw back in place. The first screws we did was the first pot, which are the 2 with a shell that goes on top, which go in and in. There are screws which hold in certain places, but that will be later on. So I have, what should we do first? Power supply. That kind of, it does screw in from the other side. Now, we are missing something there. But we can do other things instead. Why is that wrong? Because I know it's wrong. Because there's a fan missing. So this fan basically goes on there. You get the impression you've done something wrong here. No, of course we haven't. We got it right first time. And that goes on there. Connector in there. Power supply. See, a lot of these just sit in little pegs, which is quite unnerving, but also perfectly fine. The screws all go through this anyway when they're all done. Now, I need to get that in place first. To push that into those little pegs. And that will be screwed down later. See, it would be easier to do bits at a time. That comes across, threads inside there, then is held down by that tape which went all the way across. Need to get that in. A lot of earth sleeving on here because there's interference from the power supply, or at least there shouldn't be any. Nice in place, done and done. So that tape will go over there. I think, to be honest, my tape I've lost a lot of padding on this anyway, so the tape is a little bit of a problem. So, disk drive goes in there. Now I've already messed up as it is because I do need the power supply out of the way. That needs to fit in. Does that not fit in place properly there? That doesn't seem to want to go properly. What am I missing? Come on kids, what am I doing? We'll see what happens in a minute. SATA cable in, power in for the HDD, even says on the board. This out of the way a little. This sits on top. Onto there, and then these are upside down, Ralph. Yes. So power supply in for the disk drive, and then the SATA cable in. That sits on top. Behind or on top of? Goes in there because the power supply is there. Right, there we go, it's better. Just put the power cables in and put round. Cool, got it sus now. That lips onto there, and then we are ready. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. We're for the next part, which is the upper shell. Notch to the front there. Just take it steady. Pushing in. I have forgotten that strip across there, haven't I? It's just to hold that in, but unfortunately I haven't got any sticky on there. So just give me a quick sec. Let me see if I can get some double-sided tape and put it over there to cover up that. That tape's back over there. I'm losing so much of these foam parts, so it's not really worth me doing too much with them. So yeah, well, we'll get around to them. I know it's kind of just packing and padding and stuff, but it's surprising for a console that's as new as this, it's actually doing that. So that forces into there, that goes on there, that now seals us in as a huge part. Cool. And we've lost one of those. That's part of there. It's a plastic part melted on to hold the back part in. This shouldn't come out then, to be honest. It's not too bad if you don't. Right, which one went in first? Is the flat one going left and the round one going right? I don't know. Funnily enough, I just don't know. It's okay there. Cool, so that's that one done now. Now we want to turn round and we can assemble a couple of parts on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the black screws in for the X clamp. Then I'm going to get the base, or is it the top? One or two of the other one. And then I'll force that in place. Then I'm going to put every single screw back in. I've got the hard drive mounted here, which is actually slipped down, which is the biggest problem with this. because they don't really give you too easy access to get the hard drive, but it does kind of matter a lot. So with this, it's just simply done and in. There you go. So there are all 4 screws in the corners of here. I'll use it on electric, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to want to. That's nice, that's good. Reassembly. This was actually made in August the 23rd, 2017. So it is getting on a little bit, this thing. This now forces on all of those thermal pads that are just replaced. So most of them around the chip were for the memory, one at the back. Just needs a little bit of help getting the heat to it. The screwdriver is really knackering up now. I think we're quite close to this one's the end of the life on this. Kind of abused it, but it was a cheap screwdriver anyway. Cheap electrical. Not for this, shall we say. Should use a ratchet, to be honest, to be nicer. Yeah, that's definitely gone, that. This is broken. Oh, it's flat, one or the other. Doesn't matter so much. We can use another screwdriver. Now, let's put a manual one in here. Good. Cool. Now then, get the base. Put that down there. See, I'm all over the place at the moment. Should fit in there. There's pegs on here, right at the tie there for the drive there. I need to keep that out of the way a little bit, so I'm not crushing that. Fit into the holes that are in the plastic, holding the drive in place, in the right place as well. A little bit tricky. That's not in the right place at all. It must be a lot lower. See, the pegs are through the hole and not the actual slot. So we'll try again. For some reason I don't want to go. Would it be easier to do it the other way around? No, of course it isn't. There we go, finally in. Ah, there you go. Just drops in place. So I've got my ribbon cable over here, not pinched or whatever. That goes into the front board. We have this part over here, which then will come over and just click into place. And I want 2 screws. Remember, these ones are the threaded, very thin thread. Go into place. That holds the front panel together. The other one is over here. As I said, my only problem is going to be is the hard drive, but I think I can get away with that, to be honest. It was in the right place, it's just slipped where it is. So you could probably do with putting that in first. I'm going to try that now, actually. I've got the screwdriver here. Oh, that was lucky. Let's grab hold of that nicely. I pulled another hole up there. I'm going to try a different one. Cool, perfect. That bolts down the hard drive to the chassis. Now all you need to do, if you've done the same as what I've done, which is probably not the perfect way of doing it, is find out which holes these 6 long ones go into. Quite easy to do, usually in the corners, and we'll drop down long way. So that wants to go there. That doesn't. That does. That does. Nope. Yes. Definitely this one here. One more in the corner maybe? Nope. One more over here? Nope. There? Nope. It will go in one of them. There it is. So, tighten up. It just pits it to the chassis, to the board, to the top case. Oh, it's the bottom case actually, isn't it? 3, 4, 5, and the top corner again. Perfect. Now I've got the rest of these to fill in. There's 2 where the power supply goes in. Quite simple there. One at the top of here. One here. Just basically fill in the rest of the holes. One in here. One over here. The last one at the bottom there. Not too tight, doesn't matter so much. So you can get away with so much with this. Holds everything together. 7. Done, happy, sorted. So now we come down to the next pot, which is front panel. Now the front panel didn't go that way, it goes that way to the front, and I need to nip in this ribbon cable as well. So I'm going to lift up that front tab there, try and thread through, goes underneath, lock it off, yes. There's a lot of this ribbon cable which is actually below here, out of the way. Don't know why they made it that long. Might just be a case of we needed it out of the way just in case you're pulling this out to replace. It's nice and steady, pushing it in till it goes, push that into place. Now you've got 3 screws on the front again, they're exactly the same. Now the smaller type. There we go. Didn't think that was going in for some reason. Third one down here in X1. Front one in here. I thought this one would have been a lot shorter, but it's not for some reason. A lot easier with an electric screwdriver. Next one, come along. You just see my method now. Out of my madness. Plugs into the side there. Behind that tab. There's a tab over here. Just go behind that and push in. Cool. Now I've got 1 small and 2 large. Now there is it the gold black? Well, the silver black. These are a lot longer to get to where they want to go. Just take your time. You'll feel where the hole is and it goes in. Done. So that was spot on. So, with what this was, I think anybody will definitely think, yeah, well, there's a lot of this, it looks like it's brand new, but it isn't. It's still soft, still got fluff all over everything. Some bits that you miss easily. The thing is though, that goes that way to the back. So as before, you've got one bit that lips over here, that bit kind of goes around and this bit comes down on. A little bit tricky. Nothing too over the top. maybe it's a little bit tricky. So it's got to go underneath there, but you've got holes there for these little notches here. So a little bit forward, let them get into the right notch. There we go. Need to go a little higher. Cool, and then slide back. Final one. Final pot. And I've lost the screws for it. No, I haven't. It's over here. 2 black screws. Go in there. And in there, obviously the warranty sticker has gone because we've been inside. And I just hope I'm recording. Yes. Done. Now that was yes, that was interesting. So we're all done, sorted, a lot more cleaner. It could do with a little bit of a dust on the outer, but we can sort that out later. Now let's test. I have got 1 foot missing, which is quite odd. One over there. So let's see if this blows up on camera. So I'm going to put my HDMI in. I'm going to put the network in just in case. And I'm going to put that on the right channel. And all being well, this should not go bang. Cool. Nope, no noises. So let's press to turn her on. I've got a white light straight away, which is good. I've got the screen in front, and I have lost my controller, which is here. I'm going to turn that on, so it's coming on, waiting for the Xbox to come on. All being well, this is done. And if it's not, you can hear that. The Xbox is on. It looks like I've actually managed to do this. Cool. I mean, the biggest problem with this is they are good to work on these because they're quite simple. They're a 4K system, so yes, they're brilliant to actually get playing on. And yeah, they're quite easily modular, and they remind me so much of the original Xbox. So yeah, I quite like them. Definitely plugged in the fan, didn't I? Yes. Oh, there's a bit of a problem here, but yes, I need to check whether or not this will accept the disc, which I have a few Xbox games. Just need to find one. Let's try a 360 game. Let's try Skyrim. I think some 360s do work. Oh, that takes that in nicely. Never had to try the disc drive before. I'm going to watch on the screen. Which is some more personal details on there because the account's already been put on. It's showing a disc. Sorry, this game isn't playable here, but at least it works. Does it at least come out? No. I can get it to come out. Or can I? I can't get that out. Okay, that's very odd. I might have to strip this back down again to take out the Skyrim disc, because that don't want to work. That is the eject button, correct? Yes. It might not have attached itself properly onto the main board, but that's what I do. That's what I need to do for another time anyway. So, it's working. I've got the screen in front of me. It is kind of, let me turn the volume up so I can hear it properly. I've got plenty of stuff. There's no games installed on here, but it is working fine. I'll show you the audio settings. I think it's in system. General, TV display options, volume and output. Allow pass-through. Your TV setup does not support 5.1. I know it doesn't. I've got a really old television. It doesn't work for anything. But it is working. It is working absolutely fine. That's going to show me something. Doesn't want to... That's cool. Right, so you can hear that it's working. I'm putting digital. It is definitely working. I guarantee you 100% this is still working. I've got a white light on the front. That's going for digital. I haven't got surround sound, but that's fine. Working fine. If you want to get... This is a decent enough sort of system to get for this time being, and it is still pretty much relevant. Xbox Game Pass works fine with this. Everything... Yeah, I prefer this than the Series S. I know there are games that with the Series S will work and these won't, but that's not the issue. I want a small, compact 4K system, which is brand new, well, almost brand new. Could have been a little bit more cleaned, but it's absolutely spot on for me, and I don't know why this didn't work. The seller said that it was not working, it wouldn't install. That's fine. I'd probably take out the disc there anyway. It wouldn't work, wouldn't do updates, but it's done updates perfectly fine. Everything's perfect. So, thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, follow me on social media, and I'll see you guys in another video. Unless you want to be a patron and help me out as much as you can, I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.